Hi, everybody. Merry Christmas. The day after, meteorologist Joe Cioffi here. Weather in 5 days in 5 minutes. Hope your Christmas was terrific. Weather in 5 brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York, and Southwest Suffolk County on Long Island. Good time to make sure you've got plenty of rock salt and the snow melt products that are available at Omni, like Mag Ice Pellets and Flakes and Pelledo. And of course, if you still haven't gotten a snowblower for the winter, haven't really had much need to use it yet in many places in eastern Pennsylvania to southern New England, but that time will come. And of course, any kind of other storm supplies, they've got them. 631-756-1125 for the best prices in town. OmniTrueValue.com is the website. Well, the bitter cold is slowly abating. We do have a bit of a disturbance, and you can see clouds back just to our west in the Appalachians and down across parts of the deep south and extending back. There's a little bit of a swirl, some turning you see there, dropping southeastward into the middle Mississippi Valley. But that storm from last week, which was such a major storm, it took everything out of the atmosphere in terms of moisture. The subtropical feed that runs across the Gulf states with the old Arctic front is sitting out there. So we're basically cut off from moisture. This system is pretty well starved of it. So I think really we're only going to be dealing with some clouds. If you look at the radar, there is an arc of precipitation, and this is all pretty much snow because it's still cold all the way down to the Gulf Coast. And in some places, the snow is actually reaching the ground where you see the green areas here. So some areas across the South and in the Tennessee Valley, the Ohio Valley, and in the Central Appalachians will see some snow out of this, light stuff, maybe enough to whiten the ground, maybe in a few places a little bit more, but not much more than that. And this whole system is going to really fall apart as it moves eastward. So we're not looking for anything, much of anything to happen across the Northeast and Northern Mid-Atlantic states. The lake effect snows, which are just utterly vicious from this storm, particularly around Buffalo and also in some places in north central New York. That is also abating and should finally come to an end in short order. Snow is not an issue this week, and through the weekend, we're looking at 7-day precipitation amounts very heavy in California, several inches or more up and down the state, and also very heavy precipitation as you go eastward into the Wasatch and eventually up into the northern Rockies, with a lot of this falling as snow. And in the east, it's going to be mostly rain here. That's going to be coming with the next weather system over the new weekend just in time for the arrival of the new year, looking at maybe a half to as much as 3/4 of an inch of rain Saturday night into Sunday. And in the long range, as we look at snow probabilities here, this is for the next 72 hours. And you can see most of it is right along the Canadian border. Very active out in the west, where we're looking at some big snow amounts, especially in some of the mountain areas. Just going to put the probability of at least 8, and you can see where those areas are in Washington, Oregon, the Sierra Nevadas, and also in parts of Utah and western Colorado. And in the long range, we're not taking us from Thursday right through Sunday. We don't see anything of consequence in the eastern part of the United States. High probabilities all pretty much in the west. So it's all about the cold abating. And we're going to go to the other end of the extreme, in a sense, with temperatures. By the time we get to Thursday and particularly Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday, we're going to be in the 50s. The weather should be dry for the rest of the week. We will crack above the freezing mark on Tuesday and probably get into 40 or better in many places on Wednesday, and then make a run for 50 or better Thursday, and in the 50s, maybe even close to 60 come the weekend. We've got a weak system that is going to come out of the Rockies here from the energy in the west. That goes up into Minnesota, so that drags some Gulf moisture and some rain into the east. Again, Saturday night into Sunday, a little low develops there in Virginia and moves northeastward. There's no cold air to speak of here in the eastern part of the United States. Longer term, we're going to go from the bitter cold air to very warm air for this time of year, and then we're just going to settle probably back closer to normal. Look for that to happen after about January 6th, and there are no major storms that are on the horizon. Weather in 5 brought to you by Omni True Value Hardware at 1226 North Wellwood Avenue in West Babylon, New York. 631-756-1125 is the phone number, and the website is omnitruevalue.com. So again, I hope everybody had a great Christmas. Now we look ahead to New Year's. The Joe and Joe Weather Show taking one more day off on this Boxing Day, and we will be back tomorrow night at 7:35 Eastern. So we will hope to see you then.